hanging out a little bit beforehand, getting ready to hop in for the block. And after watching their last set on stream, I think I used the word unfortunate to describe it. For one of the teams, at least, it was a showing. So hopefully we'll see some similar wonderful clips, but I think we may see a bit of a closer set. Getting into it.
For our final set, I hope this one goes to game 5. Maxy?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of very, one-sided matches sometimes. One-sided games. The matches themselves, though.
No. It's winter champs. Everyone's getting out of hibernation. They're still warming themselves up. Getting a big stretch in the morning. Oh, what can you do if you're Lazuli? Being trapped inside of all these axe combos and dust there to capitalize on it as well. A lot of red in the beginning spells out the name for the blue team. No weapons besides TOMOKO. They have the gauntlets, but that recovery spells doom. On the ledge guard, though, Lazuli facing the brunt of the damage now, does have that axe for the comeback. Another recovery sends Lazuli into the sky, and Nagi waiting for the follow-up. Hasn't been able to find too much hammer presence just yet.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, too, the way Red Team's dynamic kind of works out. You have Maxy sort of putting on this vertical pressure, dying to, the recovery. Got to watch out for that. But then Nagi is there to sort of put on the horizontal pressure and just a bunch of damage with the axe, with the hammer. Definitely nowhere is safe. Red Team looking to take these stocks. Oh, hold on, though. Lazuli fighting back. 2 really big side airs. Love that.
Maxy and Lazuli. A rivalry as old as time. Playing for the ledge guard. Looking just for a single hit onto each other to take down this first stock. And Lazuli's there to still find so much, but Maxy catches them off guard. Now they're the true victor. The last one alive for game 1 with their true first stock. And there it is, the double KO. TOMOKO's down to 1.
That was also a huge pickup from Nagi to get the axe to facilitate that stock, but this is a rough spot. Blue team definitely has something to say about that lead. Well, they're gonna have to talk to him a little bit more than that, though. Red team still finding some footing, finding the center stage and putting the damage on here. Ooh. Oh no!
What is this? Everyone just in a blender in the sky, but no one is at the point where they can be taken out just yet. Well, maybe Lazuli was. And you know what? Let's keep it going. Maybe Nagi was as well. And it's going to just make Max's position so much better than everybody else's. Still, very, very new into their second stock as well. They have that edge guard play. TOMOKO loses that final stock. Now Lazuli has to face against essentially a 1v3. 1 stock being into theirs and a 3 combined total for red team.
And this is such a rough spot when you're going up against these legends. If Maxy's putting the pressure on, one small mistake, you have some big hits to worry about. We're seeing some right there, and that is just a nice and easy team combination to take that first game. Red team going up 1-0. Looking really comfortable.
I think we can say for sure now that every set in South America that you and I have commentated have been red dominant.
Yes, yeah.
100% of the games.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure most of them in Europe were, but I know for a fact, I think Red Team has been putting on a clinic so far in South America. So we'll see. There's still some sets to be had, still some games to be played.
Very true.
Yeah, it's looking rough. These statistics.
It's the red curse, but we do have a legend swap here. We're going to be seeing the Hattori crossover of John Cena be coming out now, and I think this could be a good adaptation. You're moving away from the Caspian. You can't really find as much impact when you have guitars and gauntlets against, say a giant hammer and axe, especially a Taros of all legends. So I think this is good to just create some more space and slow the tempo of the entire set down a little bit more to find benefit.
Yeah, I think the switch up of the stage as well could definitely help a lot. I think blue team definitely needs to switch it up in terms of tempo, which so far looks like they're kind of sticking to. But red team's still trying to put the pressure on and force those unfortunate situations. But what a switch up! Lazuli looking so good right there.
Yeah, Lazuli's playing a great ledge guard game with this Lance, really baiting out red team into that grasp. And the problem is, though, that Lance is gone and Maxy's there to capitalize on it. This is a good turnaround from Tomoko, though. If you remember, Tomoko's second and third stocks were not pretty to look at, but maintaining at least this first stock, it's a great change of pace. Mental has not gotten him after the loss of the first game, and they're really good about holding the neutral game. They're making sure red team cannot approach at all without taking damage, and before you know it, AG, blue team have the entire stage to themselves.
Oh my goodness, and like maybe about have a stock lead here as well. They look very comfortable in the advantage, which is they didn't have a lot of time to show off in that last game, but definitely look comfortable. Oh, there it is, the signature hammer combination. Coming in, taking the stock 2 apiece. It's gonna be I'd say functional even here. Red team trying to fight back finally, but he's got the ladder.
I mean, you could take out the Pantone of the HP and be like, well, actually, one team does have a lead, but like, you're right. At this point, as a symbiotic being for both teams being one super player, they're essentially even. But here's the thing: it comes down to the onus of Nagi though to keep it that way. Blue team has been clustered up together so well that I love how they're bouncing off of each other, especially with this Tomoko change.
Yeah, I mean, even like when they're in these 1v1s, they're finding the opportunities to turn them into team combos. Finally, red team with some really big stage control, though, gonna break up the momentum and get some big hits as well. Good stuff from Maxy. Finding that pickup, looking for another one, and Nagi with the follow-up. Good stuff. Back to back.
Full stock lead.
Oh. That's so rough for blue team to come down with a fresh stock and just get hit by a brutal team combo. Oh my goodness. Look at that damage. It came out of nowhere. Finally, Nagi going down to the last stock, but Tomoko's got a big mountain to climb.
Tomoko, you're right, does have that mountain to climb, but I feel like this legend pick might be the one to do it, because we've seen Tomoko be able to hold their own, but when the follow-up is Nagi's hammer, maybe it's a different story. Oh, the setup is there, that gravity cancel sig at the end, the icing on the cake. A really good first stock showing from blue team, but once the comfortability and the adjustment was there, we saw a lot of counterplay coming out from Maxy and Nagi against Tomoko. I think once that was fully downloaded, it became the same story as game number 1.
Yeah, and Teros, just such a terror, and we see exactly why in the last minute of that match is every small mistake that you make in a 2v1 turns into a big capitalization.
Oh yeah.
When Teros is waiting there with the axe for damage, which we saw do wonders with the team combos, or the hammer, of course, which we saw do wonders in the KO department. It's definitely a rock and a hard place. Not somewhere I would want to get stuck.
No, never. Are you claustrophobic?
I mean, I wasn't until you asked, and now I'm terrified.
Oh. I don't know. I kind of go in phases when I'm claustrophobic. Like, I've always been a fan of smaller rooms and just being have closed condensed spaces.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be in a giant cave, which, like you said, is kind of where blue team is right now. So let's hope these players aren't claustrophobic either. Nagi and Maxy have had a really good lead so far in this set, but anything could turn around right now. Now keep in mind, no one has made any legend swaps in this next game. So again, just kind of building off of what game number 2 had to offer for blue team, they have to bring this home. But starting things off, already a well-oiled machine. Maxy only now has begun to take damage, and Lazuli, and Tomoko are pretty much done with the first stock.
And Nagi has been in the kitchen the whole time. So many big hits, so much damage coming in from the axe, then the hammer, then the axe again to take the stock. It is looking rough for blue team. They may need to make some space, because right now they are getting smothered by the offensive red team, and it's looking rough.
It's one of those things where it's you really have to VOD review and break it down to see, in the telestrator, how are Nagi and Maxy accomplishing this? And I think a lot of that has to do with just staying more grounded compared to other teams that we've seen in 2v2s, playing the center game a lot more, and because of that, Laz and Tomoko are trying to blossom out and take these giant group-wide combos that isn't working. It allows Nagi and Maxy to take these 2v1s so much more easily, because neither Lazuli or Tomoko are able to follow up on each other. But maybe that adaptation's been found. Lazuli's trying to play off of Tomoko here, but again, off stage, taking the 1v1s, and it is Lazuli to follow up.
Okay, finally Here's exactly what we were looking for blue team, some big hits and some good follow-ups. Not even necessarily combinations, but following up on the pressure from the teammate. Definitely looking a lot better as well. Forcing a dodge from an opponent and then following up. See some really good stuff here. Okay, it's dangerous. Gonna have to try and land Nagi in a rough spot. Losing the weapon as well, but Maxy with some good coverage. Oh.
No, not a single person up until now was touching the stage. Nagi, so great about the ledge guard, does not ever overextend, allows Maxy to do that. And look at the follow-up here. Great dodge into the read from Nagi's side. TOMOKO holding their own. Recovery sends Nagi down to that final stock. And now it's really a story of TOMOKO and Maxy. Who can lose that second stock next? They're battling it out on the ledge guard. TOMOKO does get that grounded control back.
Oh, Nagi somehow sneaks. Just absolutely unarmed for the longest time. Sneaks the hammer in and immediately takes the stock from TOMOKO. Good stuff. Okay, active fighting. Red team looking pretty good right here. Oh, this is huge though.
Oh, TOMOKO tried to go for the juggle. It wasn't enough. Nagi escapes. Doesn't even try to attempt to approach TOMOKO at any point. Just waits for the follow-up. Waits for the perfect opportunity to go for the parry strike. And literally, a single signature away will take them down. They're having to play so cautiously to let TOMOKO do the brunt of the work.
All right, Nagi holding down onto the axe right now. Looking for an opportunity here. Blue team fighting back from the ledge together. This is huge though. Big opportunity to try and get these team combos, but red team looking so in control. Ooh, dangerous.
Oh, Lazuli's playing the dangerous game, playing off stage, knowing full well that Nagi doesn't like to overextend down there unless it's perfectly safe. Everyone's off stage, but no! In the process of the ground pound for TOMOKO, it took down Lazuli as well. Maxy was there for the follow-up, and now TOMOKO, the only one left. This is entirely doable, though.
Definitely doable. You just have to be so very careful. We talked about it so much, but
1v1.
that was exactly what we needed. Unbelievable.
Orb versus Spear, now back to the sword. TOMOKO's in the prime position to take this to another game. Oh, it takes the recovery, but no! The adjustment, the parry was there! Maxy, all it took was dodging just a few millimeters to bring it home.
In production, I need that replay stat. The spacing on the last interaction was so unreal. I can't, the dash in, dash out started it for TOMOKO, and then absolutely unbelievable defensive option from Maxy to turn it all the way around. Just such a stunning end to that match. I cannot believe it.
Really, really impressed from all of these players through and through, but I gotta say, the last few sets, again, very, very red dominant, but also Nagi, Maxy, Wes, and Power have had some of the best chemistry I think we've seen 2v2 so far, at least for our blocks of the streams. And that's including other regions. Yes, including other regions. It's just so powerful, directly on top, always knowing what the next move will be. And one big benefit that we've been seeing from players or from teams like Power's team or even Maxy's team is they're able to save their teammates too, whether that be taking a little bit of team damage and applying some and stopping momentum.